All right. Welcome back, folks. Good to have you back again. If you're a new subscriber or you're just seeing this video, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. My name's Ethan. And this video, I'm going to switch things up from what I've been talking about recently. I've been talking about a lot of crypto stuff in recent videos. And I'm going to switch this up a little bit just to talk more about general investing and general investing strategy and kind of what I do and why I'm using cryptocurrency like I am in investing. And none of this is financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a dude on the internet. Okay. So do your own research, make your own decisions, all that kind of good stuff. A lot of my investment portfolio is in cryptocurrency. I have a high risk tolerance, and I put a lot of my investments into cryptocurrency because I want to see a good return. And cryptocurrency, it's like magic. It is magic. It's a gift from the gods that has been sent to us for humanity to be able to prosper. I truly believe that. No other asset class is like it. No other asset class has the same returns that cryptocurrency does. Just it's completely unique. It's a true gift to the world. And a lot of people, the general strategy that a lot of people will employ when they invest in the stock market is they'll either invest in they'll often go for performance or growth stocks. They want to see a big gain from their investments. And I don't really do that, with one exception. I'm in GameStop a little bit because one of my buddies got me into it. But other than that, I don't invest in performance or growth stocks at all. I leave the performance and growth to cryptocurrency. That's my growth and performance portion of my portfolio. But the other portion of it is one that is very important and near and dear to me, and that is cash flow. And, cash is king. We all need cash to pay the bills, to pay the mortgage, to pay the rent, to put food on the table, to get McDonald's, to be able to afford health insurance, to be able to do all that kind of stuff. And, our regular paycheck from a job is a real lifeline, right? It supports your way of life. When you go into retirement and you have to live off of Social Security, that's a pretty big hit for a lot of people. And Social Security doesn't really provide for much living above almost like a subsistence or poverty level existence for a lot of people. And so you've got to plan for your own retirement. You've got to motivate yourself to invest wisely for your future. And I look at a key portion of that as being cash flow, assets that cash flow. And I learned this from Robert Kiyosaki, famous author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, and many other books, which I highly recommend his books. He's got really great material. So if you haven't read his books, please do. He is a wise soul. He's also a gift to humanity, in my opinion. Like the material that he's put out has opened a lot of people's eyes, has opened my eyes to a lot of different things over the years. So definitely check out his books if you haven't already. I'm going to take a sip of orange juice here. It's morning and I'm just waking up, so it's kind of nice to have a little something. But anyway, Robert Kiyosaki, one of the things that he really pushes, a core principle in his books, is the concept of cash flow. And a lot of times he uses as examples of cash flow like real estate investing, like rental property. And that's one method of achieving cash flow. It's not my preference. I don't want to be a landlord. I don't want property. I don't want renters. That's not what I want. So I focus for my cash flow on dividend yielding stocks or ETFs, or sometimes they're not dividends, they're distributions. So they're slightly different, but I call them dividends anyway. But so dividend based stocks or ETFs or distributions, and that allow me to achieve pretty good gains. Now, some of the gains are not that great. I mean, they're nothing to write home about, right? They're not, for example, and I can talk about these funds in other videos. If you guys have an interest, please let me know in the comment below. But one of the funds that I'm invested in, one of the stocks or ETFs I invest in is SCHD. It's a fund where they've got a lot of dividend companies inside that fund. and it'll make distributions on a regular basis. And it pays, I think, about 3% per year, which is not a whole lot, but there's solid companies that are in that ticker, and I trust that those companies are going to be around and that they're going to do well. So it's a 3% return. It's not that great, not that high. I have some other ones that I invest in that are really quite high, like TLTW is an ETF or a fund that that focuses on U.S. Treasury bonds, and it yields over 20% dividend, or technically it's a distribution, not a dividend, but a 20% distribution per year, which is amazing. And so those are the things I focus on. That portion of my investment pie, as it were, is focused on cash flow and generating cash flow from dividend and distribution yielding stocks and ETFs and funds. So that's a really important part of my portfolio. Now, what I use cryptocurrency for is, I will, and people do this with stocks too, like performance and growth stocks, right? They're going to invest in those stocks so they can make a nice profit, and then turn around and in some cases sell some of their stocks for the ability to buy dividend stocks, which is like a more boring but a safer type of investment in a way, in many respects. And nothing is truly safe in this world because there are a lot of risks all over the place, but generally considered safer than performance or growth stocks in many ways, and definitely considered safer than cryptocurrency. And that's what I use cryptocurrency for. Like in the last bull run I did this, I'm going to do this in the coming bull run, where I take profit, when we're in the height of the bull run and I'm selling my tranches at different levels, selling my crypto, specifically in my Grayscale trusts. I'm going to sell some of those with the intention that I'm just going to turn that money around and buy dividend stocks and ETFs so I can generate cash flow, because I view that as being the safest, most secure, least risky in the long run. And I have to take some off the table and put it in there because I have to plan for the long run. I can't just plan for the next year or 2 or 5 years. I've got to look at what do the next 40 years look like. I don't want to run out of money when I'm 80 or 85, or if I can make it to 90, God willing. I don't want to run out of money then. What a horrible time to run out of money. So I'm looking at investing in assets now that provide a stable, secure, ongoing flow of funds, of cash on a regular basis that benefit me. So that's something to think about, with your investing in cryptocurrency. There are a lot of things that people want crypto for, right? And these are all good things to do. Look, if a lot of times when people first make money, they want to pay off debt, get a new car, get a better house, go on vacation, things like that. Those things are wonderful. And you should do those things if you need those things. And I did those things like when I first started making money, when I first started my business, and the first thing I did is I bought a new car. Well, a new used car. I didn't pay the money for a new car, but I got a new used car that was better than the one I had. That was my first purchase when I started to get cash in from my business. But once you get past those things, once you do those things, once you accomplish those things, once you achieve those things, then it might be wise to consider putting some of your profits into cash flowing assets. And I would, I guess, suggest is that you take a look at dividend flowing ETFs and stocks and see if those are right for you. And like I said, I'm happy to give other videos, give other talks on the individual stocks and ETFs that I invest in for pretty good cash flow that I'm really happy with. I'm happy to do a video on that if you would like. So just leave a comment down below and I'd be happy to do that. Anyway, it's something I wanted to talk about, like a key principle that is super important, and that is the value of cash flow. Cash is king, right? Cash is king, and nothing trumps cash. And cash is the best. It's like, I don't want to have to sell assets unless I have to, right? And this is one of the nice things about cash flowing assets like dividend stocks and ETFs. is that as long as the cash coming from them, the cash flow that comes from them is great enough to cover my expenses and my needs, I never have to sell those assets. Those assets are like the golden goose that keeps laying eggs. I don't want to kill the golden goose. I don't want to sell my cash flowing assets. I just want to build them up so they're sizable enough so that the cash flow is to whatever size I need, whatever level I want to support my lifestyle at any given time. Anyway, that's it for this video. Something to keep in mind. One thing that you can use your cryptocurrency gains for is to buy cash flowing assets. So just keep that in mind. And again, like I said, none of this is financial advice, just my opinion. I'm just a guy on YouTube sharing my story. Anyway, until I see you guys in the next video, wish you all the best of luck in everything you do. Until then, good luck, God bless, Godspeed.